Hi, I'm Barry Conrad, and this is Banter with BC. Cheers.
Cheers.
And today I'm here with my guest, Samantha Jade. Samantha, do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Oh, hello. I'm Samantha Jade with my friend Barry Conrad.
So Samantha Jade is a singer-songwriter. She's a recording artist. She's incredible at what she does. And I'm so happy to have you here today.
Oh, thank you for having me. We've been trying to do this for ages.
For a while.
Finally
made
it work. Yeah.
And to kick things off, we like to start with something called Two Truths and a Lie. Do you know how this works?
I've heard. I've seen your show. I know how it works.
You're up. Go ahead.
Okay. My dad delivered Indian food to Kid Leroy. My mum choked on a bee and got stung at Smokey Robinson's house. My brothers was signed to Jive Records and they were in a band in LA.
That is quite the situation. I'm going to say the lie is your brothers were signed.
Yes,
Did I get it right?
that's right. Well done.
Finally. I never get these right ever,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Well done.
I knew that
Yeah.
because I knew something else. But
Yeah.
that's still pretty crazy though. So what happened
Yeah.
with your mom? Like, so she went to Smokey,
Oh my
and how did
gosh.
you get to Smokey?
Yeah, I know, how
Explain.
weird. There's
Go.
so many parts of this story, but basically when I was younger, I lived in LA and someone I knew Smokey Robinson, invited me over to the house, and you know, like Gladys Knight and the Pips?
Yeah.
Gladys wasn't there, but the Pips were, some of them. And so it was Smokey, it was them, it was like all these legends in this room. And they were calling me Miss Australia. They're going, Miss Australia, Miss Australia. And they're like, we hear you sing. And I was like, oh yeah, so I had to sing, right?
Yeah.
And then after I sang, Smokey was like, we need to do a cheers. So brought out champagne. Everyone's having champagne. And my mum, we're all cheersing, and my mum just starts spitting. And I'm like, what is she doing? My dad and I are like, what is going on here? Because my mum's the classiest, like, you know, she's like, oh my God. Inside she's going, what? We're at Smokey Robinson's house, but oh my God. So she just starts spitting on the floor. My dad and I are like, like, what is she doing?
It's an Australian thing.
Yeah, totally. I should have said that. Oh, it's just a tradition in Australia. But she was like this, she's going, oh, we're going, what is going on here? A bee has flown into her champagne. She's taken a sip and it's stung her on the roof of her mouth.
What?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
If I didn't do my research, I would have guessed
Yeah.
that was the lie.
And
That's
then
crazy.
we never got invited back to Smokey's house. I think we all know why. Never seen him again.
Cheers, Smokey.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thanks, Mum.
I broke my right arm in Bali.
Okay.
I've actually never tried fairy bread in my life.
Okay.
And one of my favorite meals is like having a kg of chicken wings, hot and spicy.
I feel like you've never tried fairy bread because you didn't grow up here. Is that the truth?
This is a really good ring.
Did I get it?
How did I? You got it. And I'm not happy about that.
I knew it.
What? Why did we have the conversation beforehand about me?
Yeah. I was like, I was doing my research for this game. One step ahead of you, Barry.
Insert annoying emojis all around. Yeah.
I'm so glad I got that.
You're correct.
Oh, yes.
Let's
I
eat.
knew it. Okay, let's eat. It smells so good.
So what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Oh, what a question to kick it off. God, I'm not really that spontaneous. I'm quite a planner.
Are you?
Yeah, maybe actually just booking a flight and going. Actually this year, one of our friends got married in London. I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to go. And then I last minute just booked a flight and I went. I was like, why miss out on those things? You know, like why? So I did it. Maybe that.
It's all about moments, right?
Yeah,
You can get money back, you can't get time back.
That's so true.
I get that.
Yes. Is that bread so good?
Get in there.
Yeah.
Seriously? Breakfast
Get
of
in there.
champions.
Yes.
Sammy Jade,
Yes.
what would you say would be your weirdest habit?
Oh my God.
And don't try to sugarcoat this. Don't give me like a Hollywood answer. Looking at Zach Porter.
Yeah. Zach knows. I have to put the volumes at 5s. So on TV,
Okay.
the volumes have to be 5, 10, 15, 20. It can't be in the middle. I don't know why.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It can't be on 12. I can't listen to it. Has to go to 15.
But 5 is too low, so 15, right?
Yeah, or 10, but it has to be in 5s. It can't be at 12, it can't be at 17, it can't be at 3.
So odd numbers.
Yeah, it has to be at the 5s. I know that's so weird. Yeah, intervals of 5.
You're yelling. I
Yeah.
can hear what you're saying. Is that one of the weirdest habits we've heard? Setting a volume at it.
Because I do exactly.
Do you?
Yeah.
But why? Why does it have to be 5s? Why can't it just be...
I don't know, it just feels right, yeah.
Okay.
Should we look into it as something very strange?
Correct.
Yeah. That I have to though, it's a thing. I love cherry tomatoes and I will eat a punnet of cherry tomatoes by themselves. I love that, it's on my rider. I always get to like
I love that.
my shows and it's like tea and like weirdly cherry tomatoes. Like tea and cherry tomatoes, people are like, that's such a strange rider, but I love it.
They're pretty good though. Not gonna lie.
Oh my God,
right?
so good.
Just eat it like
Oh my God.
candy.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe like your next thing would be like
Cherry tomato. Yeah. Thank you for that inspo.
Peachy, chuck tomatoes.
Love that. Yes.
So,
It's good for kids, you know. Don't eat lollies, eat cherry tomatoes.
you heard it here first.
That's right. I'm all about health.
So a lot of people might not know, but you actually lived in LA when you were 16
I did.
for a number of years, and you were signed to Jar Records, which hosted artists like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. That's huge.
Yeah.
What was that season of life for you like?
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy time because I'm from Perth and I'd never even been to Sydney. So I went from Perth to LA and it was like, I was in Hollywood. I was like, this is where movies are made. Like, it was just so amazing. And I remember going into that first meeting and there were like 10 people in a boardroom and they were like, okay, sing. And those were the days where you literally just sang. So I had my little dictaphone, which gave me the note.
Wow.
That's how old I am, kids. And I played it in my ear, and then I like sang this song, You're Gonna Love Me. I don't know why I chose that. It's one of the hardest songs ever.
Dreamgirls?
From Dreamgirls.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's
No
so
pressure.
hard. I know. Did that to myself. I'm like, I'm gonna prove I'm a vocalist. And anyway, I sang that. And then I remember we were driving back home and we got this email saying, who's your lawyer? Which basically means like, you know, we're going to draw up a contract and you're going to get signed. And I didn't realize just how big it was.
Right.
Until later, I think. But it was amazing. I mean, I got to work with people I've only dreamt of working with. It was such a time of my life that it was just a dream. There were so many things that happened that were just dreams, like, you know, Step Up, doing the song for that, going to the Grammys, like going to the Kids' Choice Awards, like just huge things that I'd only ever seen on TV happen. So it was amazing. Although it was really tough as well. You know,
Right.
it's the music industry. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's a tough industry.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I know that the industry in general is hard, and going
Yeah.
from here straight to LA, which is like the mecca of, arguably the mecca of the music industry.
The music
right?
industry, absolutely.
That wouldn't have been easy.
No.
And to stay there for that many years and to grind and
Oh yeah.
how did you then come back here and then find your passion or rekindle your love for music again?
What happened was I kind of got to the point where I was like done with LA. I had been there for 10 years. I was like, you know, at the time I was singing on Glee, like singing vocals for Glee. And I was singing a lot of demos and I realized that I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to still do my own thing, but it wasn't working. So I kind of gave up, to be honest with you. And then I was like, I'm gonna go home and just kind of regroup and be around my family and be around, you know, my mum and dad and kind of just in, you know, the country I'm from. And I came back and then that lasted for like a month. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to singing. I had my month break. And I basically saw an ad for X Factor on TV. And I was like, the one thing I haven't really done is a show, is been in the public eye. Because I'd kind of always been an industry kid, like behind the scenes. And I realized that in Australia, we are such a, like I call it like a lounge room culture, meaning that we love to be part of the journey from the very start. We love to build our people up from the start. And so I realized that that's kind of how to do it out here, just to have people kind of get to know who you are.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm just gonna try X Factor, and that was it. That was it. I was like, this is my like last shot kind of thing.
Wow, okay.
Thank God it worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd be doing
Far
otherwise.
out.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And then, well, the rest is history because it definitely worked out. That's awesome.
They worked out, thank God. Yeah.
How good is this food?
Oh my God, so good. Do you want something faster?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. It's really, really good. Delicious. Oh my God, it's actually amazing.
So you're tearing on screens right now with Dancing with the Stars. Tell me about that experience. And also, I know that this isn't the first time you've been asked to do this.
Yes.
What about this time made you want to go, you know what, let me dive in?
I've been asked a few times to do it and I always said no. And I
Why?
kind of, well, I think out of fear, because I was kind of like, listen, things are going okay. I said no. I always had different projects. It really does take a lot of time. You got to really, really invest your time into this show.
Right.
They kind of called me last year and I was like, why not? Why am I doing this? And at my age too, you kind of stick to things you know. And I thought it's a good thing to go out of your comfort zone. And I knew they were filming kind of in this area that I had some time as well. So I threw myself in. First day, oh my God, I was going, I remember the night before.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that first day of school vibe, you know, where you're so nervous?
Yeah.
Couldn't really sleep, you know, got my little snacks ready for the morning, got a new little outfit, you know, it was just...
The cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, had my cherry tomatoes. I actually really did. I brought those first day cherry tomatoes. But I was so nervous. And then those nerves will, I think, a really good thing because it really means that you care.
Yeah.
And so I put so much into it, worked really, really hard. I'd come home with like bruises and my feet would be like bleeding and blisters, and dancers are just, they're athletes, they're unbelievable. And I really love that I'm on a show that's showcasing the art form of dance. I feel like that's an art form that's not loved enough, you know? Like dancers are so amazing.
They make everyone look good.
Yeah.
Just calling it out right now, all the dancers out there, we love you.
Oh my
You make
gosh.
everyone look good.
Everyone,
Amazing.
yeah. It wasn't until I actually, because I'm so lucky I have dancers that I work with and I jump in for like a second and then I like step out because I'm like, oh, that part's too hard, or oh, I forgot that part. They can't do that. And so doing this show,
Let's not
I'm like,
play it down,
wow.
Sammy. You can really dance
Oh,
and
thank
you're doing
you.
an amazing job in the show.
Thank you.
What's the preparation for though? Because like they would have been smashing you up. Like,
Oh yeah,
you know?
hours
Hours and hours, right?
Oh my gosh. And you rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, right? And you do your best. And then when you get to the live shows, it's that thing of like, you know, if you get a good score, say, then you're like, okay, next week has to be better. We have to add another lift, or we have to do this, or you know, so the work never ends. But you love it, like I love it. And everyone I spoke to, because when I did take it on, I did speak to a few people who had done it in the past, and they were all like, it's the best thing I've done. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Okay, fine.
So the next video clip we'll see from you are going to be like doing like flips.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
5 lifts.
Ballroom, Latin.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum, yeah.
That's so funny.
It's going to take me a year to rehearse for, but yeah.
So your single, Peachy, is a bop.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
I love the celebratory vibe. I love the uplifting feel of it.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
It was written by, co-written with Zach Poor.
Yes.
Shout out to Zach Poor, is actually in the
My
background
best
right
friend is behind the camera.
now. Amira, and produced by Morgan Taylor Reid. So how did the song come about for you? I know it's uplifting and fun and like it's like an anthem, like a pop anthem.
Yeah.
The chord progression is also kiss.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that. I
I
see
know
you,
you
Morgan
know.
Taylor Reid.
Yeah.
But how did it come about? Tell me.
Do you know what? We went into the studio, and you know how it is. Like sometimes you go in with an idea, you go in knowing what you want to do, and a lot of the time I actually go in with melodies and ideas of how I want it to kind of sound. This one, we went in and we're just going to throw ideas and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And the only note was like pop and nostalgic pop and something that feels like my favorite time of pop, you know, 90s and 2000s. And what a time. What a time.
What a time.
Yeah, I feel like we went in and Morgan kind of started playing these chords and it was the chords. I was like, oh, and then we kind of was singing the melody, right? And we went to that place. That, and you know, like you just know because you're a musician, that does something to music people. It's like,
really does.
I love this, I love that part so much.
Yeah.
And that was where it was kind of built, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is it, this is the song. And so because you know, you do a lot of starts And we started on that and we just ran with it.
Yeah.
And we just loved writing it together. We were just having so much fun throwing out ideas, and we all kind of collaborated. What was nice about this one, it was very even collaboration.
Right.
Everybody would, you know, it wasn't one person doing a lot, it was all of us kind of just throwing, because we know each other so well. And then we kind of got to the end, and Zach is like a lyrical genius. I come up with things and then he's like, what about this? I'm like, so much better. Yes, let's use that. He's so good. And so we'd come up with like everything. And then the only line we couldn't find was, now I'm saying, we're like, what do we put there? And Morgan actually goes, what about Peachy? And then we were just like, oh my gosh. And it was such a moment, because we were like, now we see the artwork, now we see the color palette, like, you know, it changed everything. So yeah, it was such a great experience to writing that song. And I love it. Yeah. I love it, which is nice to say that you love your own song, because sometimes, you know, what it's like, you're like, I put this out, don't love it, but this one I really love.
I love the artwork as well, like the Peach up.
Also, Zach Paul, he did that. Yeah.
Man of many talents.
It's nothing he can't do.
But seriously, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like it's such a nostalgic song.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Like the treatment, the way like it was mastered and mixed. I love the layering of your vocals that you do. Like whistle tone situation.
Yeah,
very cool. I love, like, it's such a bop, and I honestly hope this lowers all the way up, because it feels like almost like a rebirth kind of vibe for you, like a renaissance sort of thing for you, because you've done a whole bunch of different projects as well. Like you've done Love Child, A Home and Away, In Excess vibe. So acting as well, is that something that you want to do more of, or something that you will just do if it sort of comes your way, or what's your...
I do love acting. Acting is such a beast of its own. Like actors, unbelievable. How they make things look natural is always mind-blowing to me.
My hands.
Get in there, it's fine. I'll use mine too. No, but I love acting. I think it's really challenging, because to make things look natural is the hardest thing ever. But I had great acting coaches. I sat and worked with people and really made sure that when I played Kylie, kind of did my research, and I watched every interview of hers, tried to like learn how to move my mouth like hers, move my hands like hers, because I speak so much with my like too much with my hands. So to really like, there's certain things, it's really interesting when you're acting and taking on a role. So it was great though. I mean, yeah, I think if a project comes that it's the right fit, then I'll definitely not say no.
You know what? It's so interesting when I did see you, I think when Danny was there, just the diminutive, like you're the same type. So I was like,
I know, it's so
she
weird.
could totally play Kylie next minute.
I'm playing, yeah, I know. And do you know what's so weird is when I met Danny goes, you remind me so much of my sister. She's so like, weird. It's weird, and she would know. Yeah. And I was like, that's so weird, because we're totally like different nationalities, different times. Like I didn't study Kylie like I studied like Christina and Britney, and you know what I mean? Like, of course, love Kylie, but I like studied Christina, Britney. Yeah, of course. Whitney, and you know. Yeah. So, but I love Kylie. I mean, she's an Australian icon. Well, she's an icon in general.
It's an energy. I don't know. It's a thing that you kind of, I don't know. It's a thing you can't put your finger on, but you definitely, I see it.
It's so strange.
It's a good thing though.
Absolutely. I'll take it. Oh my God, I'll take it.
You know, I was going to say about Peachy as well is that progression as well, it also reminds me of like the songs you hear in Japan, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you could totally look at acoustic kind of,
Should we get together and do like a version of it?
I mean, I would love that. It's seriously such an amazing
We should.
It's great.
Thank you.
Sure.
Of course.
It's my second language.
Yeah. Do you speak Indonesian?
Ik can praat Afrikaans, a little bit of Afrikaans from South Africa.
Amazing.
Yeah, but Indonesian's like the furthest thing. I don't really know. Sorry, Mark. And now we're gonna do a game called Finish That Lyric.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I love it. So
basically, I'm going to sing part of a lyric.
Okay.
You gotta finish it off.
Okay.
You can finish it off in any key you want.
Okay.
I'm so caught at sea, crashed my car, gone insane.
And it felt so good, I wanna do it again.
Yes!
Is that right?
Girl, correct.
Do you know that she wrote What You've Done to Me?
I know.
First time? Oh. He's like, I'm the interviewer, I've done my research.
Baby, show me what it's all about.
Oh.
Come on, Sammy.
Baby, show me what it's all about. Yeah, I do. Show me love.
Yes, got it. Robin, you got it.
Yeah.
I gotta change the station, so I turn the dial, trying to catch a break.
And then I hear baby face, I only think of you. It's breaking my heart, trying to keep it together, but I'm falling apart.
We belong together.
I could do the whole song.
Correct.
I could do the backgrounds as well, yeah.
What we have is worth first place and gold.
I don't know that one.
Come on. It's part of a verse.
I don't know it.
Head down as I watch my feet take turns.
I don't know that.
She got that wrong.
I'm disappointed in
Smash into you,
myself.
Beyonce.
Oh, I don't. It's such a good song, but I don't know all the lyrics. I'm sorry. I love Beyonce so much. She'll watch this and she'll be so disappointed.
So how do you navigate life in the public eye? What's your relationship with that side of the industry?
You know, sometimes it can be tough because sometimes you read stuff about yourself or the clickbait kind of headlines, and then you read the story and it has nothing to do with that, or, it is a tough industry. You've got to really find your people. Mm-hmm. You've got to really find a grounded group of people. And I'm so lucky, I'm so close to my dad.
Right.
And he's just the best. And he's just been there for obviously every stage of my life. Mm-hmm. But he really, really gets me deeply because he's seen me from LA to now and what the industry has done and the ups and the downs. And my friend Zach, he's been there. He was there when I lost my deal. He was there when I got my new deal. He was there when I lost that deal. There's people that just really know your life. My friend Amanda. I've just got so many great people that just understand me. And I think it's imperative to someone in the industry to have that grounding. Right. You have to, because you have to be able to speak openly about everything, warts and all kind of thing. I think it's that, and I think it's the love of singing.
Right.
Genuinely, if I had to choose, which I hope I don't, but if I had to ever choose, I would always go back to just singing with a piano or a guitar and or even just a cappella. Yeah. Because it's singing that makes my soul happy.
Right.
So if I know that, then you just keep going.
Yeah, it's a great answer.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. What's been one of the biggest rejections you've had in life?
The industry is full of them, as you know. When I first moved to LA, I was kind of there for a year and I was trying to get a deal. And those were the days where you'd go shop a deal. So you'd go and meet with all these different people and hope for the best and hope that you'd get a deal. And kind of the year went by, and I remember I went into LA Reid, and I'd only heard about LA Reid in, that Pink song, where she says, LA told me he'll be a pop star. I thought that was going to be it for me. It was a really great meeting. The whole team was like, I think this is going to be it. We left and he passed. And I remember thinking and that was kind of our last meeting of the trip in New York. And I remember thinking oh my gosh, that was it. That was the moment, and it passed. And that was really tough because we had to essentially go back to Australia. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. My whole family has to go back to Australia. It's all ruined. And that was really tough. And then I remember the kind of management team were like, no. We're going to go back. We're going to try again. There's 3 people we didn't meet with. We're going to push and we're going to do it again. And I had to pick myself up and kind of go back in. And then I got a deal, thank God. But yeah.
It's such a test of resilience. The entertainment industry is.
The industry in general.
Being able to get back up again.
Totally.
But not just get back up again with the genuine desire to still want to do it, because as you know, it's not enough to just, you have to really want it.
Want it. You're so right.
Because it's not enough to just want to be famous.
Yeah.
Because what comes with...
totally.
You have to almost be on your own planet.
Yeah, you do. Focused. Well, obviously we both did a show. And the shows are hard because you're getting, rejected on live TV.
Which is great.
It's great for the ego. For the ego. No, but it is really hard. And back then when we were on the shows, it was live every week. Yep. And I reckon that's harder. The live TV every week.
Speculate the public just go in social media and
oh my God, you're reading it backstage and you're back and you're like, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not reading it at all.
Yeah, totally. On Facebook.
Yeah. What is the biggest life challenge you feel proud of conquering?
I mean, definitely industry-wise, it's that I gave it another shot, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. Like, going and doing X Factor was a really big thing for me. I had pretty much an anxiety attack on the day. I had stress rash. Like, it was crazy.
Really?
Because there'd been so much that had gone on behind the scenes. So it was tough. But I think the biggest thing is when my mum passed away.
I'm sorry.
That was really tough. It was really tough for my brothers. It was really tough for obviously the whole family. And just being able to like kind of be okay, you know, a version of okay after that, I was really proud of us as a family unit, that we were able to be like, okay, we're going to see the positive. Obviously it's really tough, but we're going to see the positive. We're going to take the good.
Yeah.
You know, and I was really proud of us together.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that would be hard. Can I ask exactly how many years ago again did your mom pass away?
She passed away. This has been the 10-year anniversary. It's been 10 years, which we actually celebrated because we were like...
That's great.
Yeah, because we were like, my mum, even on her funeral, we all wore white because she hated when I wore black. She was like, you just blend in. You need to wear a colour. She was hilarious. And so we had balloons and we let them go, and we really made it a celebration of her life. That's who she was as a person. But yeah, it's 10 years ago. Weirdly, in some ways it feels like 10 years. It feels like longer because I haven't seen her in so long. Yeah. And then in some ways it feels like yesterday that all of that happened. So yeah, really crazy experience of life. But I can really say I'm grateful for how my family and I decided to take on the good in that scenario.
Thanks so much for sharing that,
Of course,
Sammy.
yeah.
So what cheers you up on a bad day, Sammy?
Shopping. That is the honest answer. I was going to say something like a walk in the sun, but that would be a lie. I like walking, but I love shopping. So I literally go online and I go...
Online shopping? Okay.
Oh yeah, both.
Yeah.
Both, but if I can't be bothered getting out of the house, I'll just do a little iconic order shop and it cheers me up. That and my puppy. I have a dog. He is I call him the baby angel.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a cavoodle. Cute. He is the cutest dog you'll ever see. When I'm around him, I can't be sad. He just cheers me up. He's an angel. Yeah, his name's Banksy. Put it right here. I should have brought him. We'll do another one and bring him. Yeah. Yeah, he loves a chat.
Well, I love you just like straight up shopping.
I just need
It is what it is, yeah.
I love it. A little bit of retail therapy. Have you seen those little memes that are like, me when I'm sad, and then it's a girl just like adding to cart? That's me.
That's her.
They made that off
Epitomized.
Me. Yeah.
That's hilarious. What's your creative process like in the studio? What's your favorite part of being in the studio?
I have learned to love the studio more. Like it's a weird thing. I'm a real like, when it comes to my job, my favorite part is performing live.
Yeah.
I love it. My friend Zach is the exact opposite. He loves the studio. And I would always say to him like, oh, I got to a point where I was like, I'm just gonna let people write for me. I don't want to be in the studio. And he was like, believed in me so much as a writer. He was like, no, you're a great writer. Like, you need to be in the studio writing your stuff. And I was like, okay, no, I know. And I do love writing. And I think a little bit of belief and also the right sessions got me to really love being in sessions again. Because sessions are really weird. Like, for the most part, you don't know this person. You get the email, you go into a room and it's like small, and you're sitting there on these like kind of low, weird couches, usually in the dark because it's a studio. And then you're like, all right, tell me everything about your life. What are you going through right now? And let's write about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a strange concept.
That is weird.
So I kind of went in with my collaborators that I know and love. A little easier. But creative wise, I always usually come up with melodies when I'm not in the studio. I'll be walking the dog, I'll be online shopping, something like that, and I'll a melody will just pop into my head.
That's so
and
funny.
Then I usually go from there. Yeah.
The bigger the cut, the better the melody.
Exactly. You know?
Do you find that melody always comes first for you rather than lyrics?
Yeah. Melody always. I get the melody in my head, and then I usually will start with a few lyrics. You know, there's always like da 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 lonely. Like, you know, there'll be like a little. But yeah, I struggle more with lyrics than I do melodies. Melody's my favorite part of writing. Yeah.
And also, If you don't know, you know. She can layer a vocal. Like, she knows how to do her thing. Australia, listen. How do you do that? Like, do you just straight away know, like, as soon as you hear the track, or do you have to, like, have a vocal producer? Like, what's your deal?
I definitely work with vocal producers,
Yeah.
and so many. I've been so lucky to work with so many incredible ones. On this last song, Peachy,
Yeah.
Morgan is like another level
Really?
of vocal producer. He's just so talented,
Yeah.
and he just gets it. But I really like layering vocals. I can hear the harmonies, I can hear the counter melodies. It's one of my favorite parts. I love producing a vocal, and that's just from years and years and years of being in studios, you know. Yeah, because sometimes you'd be in the studio and the producer would be like, okay, now just put the harmony down, because they were like a beat guy and they didn't know, you know, so I had to learn. A beat guy is someone who's like makes the beat but doesn't really write. There's a lot of, sometimes the producers make the beat and they write. Sometimes they're just a beat guy, they just make the beat. And then when you go in to sing the vocal, they can't really hear like the harmonies and stuff, so I would have to like, I'd have to know.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, that sounds good. Do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than like.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Right.
which part? The whole thing. Oh, okay.
Which actor would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, what a good question. I want that role, so I'd play me. No, I'm kidding. Would love to give it to Margot. I'm sure she's not that busy. Margot, I
Pretty
love you. I wish, like the better version of me. Oh my gosh, this is the
You
hardest
got some
question.
people in the background saying things.
Yeah.
I said Darius should be Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Can't you see the similarity?
Meryl, of course. Absolutely.
Skin tone, hair, everything.
Meryl can do anything. Actually, I've got it.
Go. Here
The
we go.
girl from Game of Thrones. What's her name? Emilia Clarke.
I totally see that.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And I've heard that she's Anglo-Indian as well.
You know what?
So it would just work.
Perfect casting.
Right?
Got your
And she's got my
diversity.
dream lips. She's got bigger lips than me, and I just pretend that
You got good
that's
lips.
mine.
What's wrong with your lips?
That's very kind, but her lips are a wow. They're like perfection.
But you don't want like lips you can do chin-ups on. You don't want like, can't be like too.
Do you not though? But I love her, and she's a really nice person
Right.
as well, and she's
Okay.
English, so she could probably do the Aussie accent quite well.
Okay.
Or even
Right.
just keep the English one, because I love that accent.
That's very.
Pretend that's my accent.
That's very good.
Emilia, yeah, it's her.
We got you.
Yes.
And to finish things off, I'm here with some fast trivia. You ready for this?
Oh yeah, love trivia.
Okay. What city was home to the world's second to last Blockbuster store and is nicknamed the City of Life?
The City of Life.
Come on, Terry.
Love that you think I know everything. Come on, come on.
I feel like you really know this.
Where does the life
I'll give you a
happen?
clue. It's in Australia.
Oh, it's in Australia. The City of Life. I don't. Perth?
Yes, correct. Bills, Bills, Bills by Destiny's Child was co-written by Shakespeare and a member of another girl group. Name the
Ah.
member and the group.
I pay my bills, keep paying the devil bills. Who would have written that?
Do you know this?
I don't know any other groups. Is it
Yeah.
SWV?
No?
No. Huh? Escape.
Candy Barres from Escape.
Oh, she's on that reality show.
There you go.
Love her.
How many stars does the Hollywood Walk of Fame have? Either out of three. 2,525,
No.
2,785, or 2,835. Which one?
I think it's the second one.
Correct.
Yes.
Who holds the Guinness World Record as the most awarded female artist of all time with more than 400 career awards?
Madonna?
Whitney Houston.
Oh, of course. My girl, love her.
Finally, true or false,
Okay.
fairy bread originated in New Zealand.
False.
It's Australia.
And you've never had it.
Sammy, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. That was so
Loved
fun.
Check it out. If you love this episode of Banter with BC, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.